Welcome. Good morning, friends. My name is Erin, and this will be a 1-hour gentle flow class. We got rained out of our yard yoga today, so the upside is more of you can join later on YouTube. We'll begin in a comfortable seat. No particular props, but blocks can be helpful in a gentle class. And then any seat in which you can fully release your hips to the side. If cross-legged feels too intense, you can move to sit up on a block or sit up on the heels. Make your way to your preferred seat today. And we'll begin with Miana Mudra, reaching the arms forward, palms up, and bring thumb and first fingers together. For those newer to yoga, mudras are arm and hand binds that allow us to tap into different aspects of our inner self. As you settle into your seat, start to go inward. Start to notice with awareness what you're feeling like in your body, your mind, and your energetic body this morning. Letting go of what happened yesterday, what might come tomorrow, as you become very present with yourself. As you go inward, begin to notice your breath. Close the eyes and the mouth and start to follow the passageway of your breath in your mind's eye. Maybe your breath has a particular color, shape, or feel today. Inhaling through the nose and exhaling through the nose. Yogash Chitta Vritti Nirodha. Yoga is the cessation of the fluctuations of the mind. I'll leave space here if you'd like to set an intention for your practice. That can be related to yoga or not. Anything you'd like to bring with you when you leave your mats. When you have that intention, bring palms to heart center, Anjali Mudra. Press thumbs to heart, heart to thumbs. Begin to deepen your breath. Take one more full breath cycle here, in and out through the nose. And then open the eyes, keep the breath moving as we prepare to move. Bring the hands to the knees and start to take circles over the hips, pushing the chest forward and pushing the hips back. Making a vinyasa here, connecting your breath with your movement. And the next time you rock forward, switch the direction, same shape, opposite way. Noticing any sticky or tight spots, drawing your breath there. Begin to slow those circles down, come back to sit tall. And then send the right leg wide. Draw the left sole of the foot to the inner right thigh. Find your nice tall seat and start to flex your right toes. Shift your torso to the right. Bring one hand outside of each side of your right leg. Take an inhale, lengthen the spine up. And on the exhale, shift the torso to the right. Walk your hands forward any amount. No need to go all the way to your edge here. Starting to awaken the left side body, and then actively ground your right leg down. Send that right heel to the mat. You can stay here, or you can bring your left hand outside your right leg as well to twist just a bit deeper to the right. Parivrtta Janushirshasana, revolved head to knee pose. Next, inhale, walk both hands in. Sit tall, face forward. Take an inhale, sweep the arms forward and up. Exhale, reach forward, forward fold. Keep that left knee bent. And then tent up on your fingertips. Press the hips and shoulders down and back. And draw the chin to the chest. A couple deep Ujjayi breaths here. Next, inhale, walk both hands in, and then draw the soles of the feet together for Baddha Konasana, We'll take more of a diamond shape today rather than pulling heels toward the body. Make a nice diamond with the legs. And then start to work your hands and arms under the outer edges of your calves. Maybe palms plant. Maybe you go a bit further, lowering toward the forearms. And then let the back of the neck release fully. Use your inhales to pull the crown of the head forward, and the exhales to roll the shoulders back and down. See if you can get a stretch across the chest here. With your next inhale, gently press your way up, and then send the left leg wide, right sole of the foot to the inner left thigh. Reground through your sits bones, and start to shift your torso toward the left leg. One hand on either side of the leg. Actively press your left heel down. Take an inhale, lengthen the spine up, shift to the left, and then walk your hands forward any amount. This time breathing into the right side body. And then let the back of the neck relax. You can stay right here, or you can go just a bit deeper, bringing right hand outside your left leg. Really breathing into that right armpit, right shoulder. Parivrita Janushirsasana. Next, inhale, walk your hands in, sit tall, face forward. Next, inhale, arms forward and up. Exhale, reach forward, a forward fold. Again, tensing up on the fingertips. Strongly draw your chin to your chest and breathe. Come back to that intention if you set one. Next, inhale, walk the hands in, and then roll over to hands and knees. Make your way into tabletop pose. Always the option to slide a blanket under the knees here or roll your mat up for some extra support. Tuck your toes behind you and start to press firmly through the center of both palms and then through all the knuckles of the hand. Pull up from the rib cage, press the floor away. And take an inhale, drop the belly, lift the chest, Marjarasana. Exhale, tuck and round, pull the belly in, Bitilasana. Moving through cow-cats on your breath. Always welcome to linger anywhere that feels good. See if you can just find that movement through the spine, keeping everything from shoulders and hips down, stationary. And breathe. The next time you find an exhale, meet me back in neutral tabletop. Gaze at the top edge of your mat. And take an inhale, send the right leg back, plant the right toes, and start to rock forward and back, getting into the wrists here, and also into the toes, back of the ankle. The further forward you rock, the more strength you'll build in the shoulders and core. Good. Keep the gaze low and soft. Find some stillness. And take an inhale, send the right leg back, press the right foot back, press both palms down. One more inhale here. Exhale to tabletop, shake out your hips, and then find your strong tabletop alignment. We'll take that on the second side. Inhale, left leg back, plant the left toes, and start to rock forward and back. Challenging your core strength here, seeing how forward you can rock with each inhale. Good, begin to move towards stillness, pressing through both palms. With an inhale, lift the left leg up, push the left sole of the foot back. Spread your toes and breathe. One more inhale here. Exhale, release the knees, draw the legs together. And sit the hips back for child's pose. You can either walk the arms forward or release the arms back to give the shoulders a rest. And then soften the face, draw the forehead toward a mat or the prop. Once more, come back to that intention. Throughout our practice today, you're welcome to find Balasana, child's pose at any point. Next, inhale, press up through hands and knees, tuck your toes, and send the hips up and back, downward facing dog. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Always the option to keep a bend in the knees, especially as you start to awaken the hamstrings. Either way, straighten through the arms. Draw the weight out of the wrists by rolling the shoulders back and down and sending the hips up and back. As you settle in, maybe legs begin to straighten a bit more, energetically drawing heels toward the mat. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Next, inhale, roll forward to plank. Option to lower the knees here, building strength either way. If you find the lower back collapsing, probably better to lower the knees. Either way, press through the palms. One more inhale. Exhale, hips up and back, downward facing dog. Inhale, forward to plank, just a breath. And on the exhale, lower knees, chest, chin, elbows to ribs. Inhale, slide to the belly, straighten the legs, hover the palms. Exhale, press through knees or plank, back to downward facing dog. 2 deep Ujjayi breaths here. Always the option for child's pose instead of down dog. From down dog, take an inhale, shift the gaze forward, and start to tiptoe toward the hands. Slowly as you can, let the hips feel light. Meet in a forward fold at the top of the mat. For less intensity through the backs of the legs, you can bring the feet wider apart here as you let the head and arms hang heavy. Maybe catching the opposite elbows with the palms. And start to draw the weight toward all 10 toes. If you found some movement in your fold, come back through center. Release the arms, spread your toes wide. Take a deep bend in the knees, and with an inhale, slowly roll up. Press the feet down, and we'll meet standing tall in Tadasana, mountain pose. Either feet together, big toes touching, or you can bring the feet wider apart here. And then start to engage the whole body. Lift the kneecaps on the legs, feel the quads grow strong. Tuck the tailbone underneath, pull the belly in and up. Actively reach your fingers down. Gaze is straightforward and soft. Moving to classical Surya Namaskar, sun salutes. We'll take extra breaths in our lunges this morning. With an inhale, palms to heart center. Exhale, shoulders back. Inhale, reach forward and up. Exhale, forward and fold. Right foot steps back. Inhale, lower right knee, and we'll hold here. You can walk your left foot forward with your hand, making sure the front knee is right over the ankle. Good, and then let that right hip crease drop, lift the chest up. One more inhale here. Exhale, plant the palms, step back, downward facing dog. Inhale, forward to plank, lower knees as you need. Exhale, lower knees, chest, chin, elbows to ribs. Inhale, slide forward, classical cobra. Exhale, press back, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Left foot steps forward. Inhale, back to low lunge, and we'll hold. Front knee over ankle, lengthen the spine forward and up. Deep inhale here. Exhale, step to the top and fold forward. Inhale to rise, forward and up. Exhale, heart center, second side. Inhale to rise. Exhale, fold. Left foot steps back. Inhale, lower left knee, and find your lunge, maybe using the hand to walk that right foot forward. And then let the left hip crease drop, lift the chest up. Deep inhale here. Exhale, plant the palms, downward facing dog. Inhale, forward to plank, Balasana. Exhale, lower knees, chest, chin, Ashtanga Namaskar. Inhale, slide forward, Bhujangasana. Exhale, press back, downward facing dog. Right foot steps forward. Inhale, lower left knee, and find your lunge. Front knee over ankle, spine lengthening forward and up. Deep inhale here. Exhale, step up and fold forward. Inhale, reach forward and up. Exhale, heart center, and release the arms. Come back to Tadasana, mountain pose. Start to smooth out the breath. And then close down the eyes, revisit that intention if you set one. Just noticing what feels new or different through our practice of sun salutes. And then open the eyes. With an inhale, arms out and up, palms touch. Exhale, swan dive forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, step to downward facing dog. Adho Mukha Svanasana. And we'll hold here for a couple long rounds of breath. Find that length through the spine, send the hips back as you work the chest toward the mat. Next inhale, send the right leg up and back, bend the knee, stack the hips. Inhale, right leg back. Exhale, step between the hands for low lunge. Front knee over ankle, and then plant your left palm. With an inhale, sweep the right arm up, stacking right shoulder over left for a twist. This is a great place to stay. Option to lift the back knee up, back leg straight and strong. Each inhale, crown of the head reaches forward. On the exhale, pull the belly under the ribs and shift the gaze up to the right. Parivrita Parshva Konasana. One more inhale here. Exhale, release the right hand, setting up for low lunge. Inhale, sweep the arms high, and then settle in. You can keep the back toes tucked or go just a bit deeper, pressing the top of the foot to the mat. And then pull the shoulders back and down, pull the rib cage in and up. Anjaneyasana, horse pose. One more inhale. On the exhale, twist right, send the right arm back. Left arm can come forward or to your right leg for support. See if you can work your gaze toward the back shoulder. Keep hugging both hips into the middle of the body. Option to release the right arm down the back leg for a slight back bend, gaze shifting up. Next, inhale, arms forward and up, just a breath. Exhale, plant the palms, step back to downward facing dog. Adho Mukha Svanasana. 2 deep Ujjayi breaths here. See if you can find that sense of ease in your down dog shape. Relax the back of the neck. And we'll take that on the second side. Inhale, left leg up and back. Bend the knee, stack the hips. Inhale, left leg straight back. Exhale, step between the hands, lower the back knee. And then plant your right palm firmly, front knee over ankle. With an inhale, sweep the left arm high, stack your shoulders. Parivrita Parshva Konasana. You can stay here, or you can lift your right knee up, straightening through that back leg. And breathe. Always using your breath to go deeper into the twist. Maybe gaze turns all the way up towards your left thumb. Revolved side angle. One more inhale. Exhale, release the hand, lower the back knee if it lifted. And with an inhale, rise up, arms high, low lunge, strongly pressing through the front big toe. And then option to untuck your back toes, going a bit deeper. Check your peripheral vision. Pull the shoulders back and down so you can see to left and right. Take an inhale for length. Exhale, twist left, left arm back. Right hand can come forward or to your left leg. And then start to work your gaze any amount over that left shoulder. Draw both hips into the middle of the body. Last couple breaths, option to release the left arm down the back leg for a slight back bend here. Exalted Lunge. Inhale, arms forward and up. Exhale, plant the hands, and we'll step to tabletop. So make your way to hands and knees, however you need. And then tuck your toes, keep your hips right over your knees, and start to walk the hands forward for melting heart, Anahatasana. Maybe forehead comes to a block or the mat. If you have the openness through the chest, option to lower chest and chin to the ground for a much deeper shoulder stretch. This pose named after bringing our heart chakra close to the earth. A great shape to check back in with that intention. One more deep breath cycle here. Next inhale, walk yourself back into hands and knees, and then send the hips up and back, meeting me in downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. From down dog, take a deep bend in the knees and start to walk the hands back toward the feet. We're coming to a forward fold at the back of the mat here. Again, an option to bring feet wider apart for less intensity through the backs of the legs. Take an inhale, half lift, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep the arms out and up, grow tall. Exhale, hands to the hips. Moving towards standing balance here. If you like to have a wall, you're welcome to move yourself around in your space so that one set of fingers can touch a wall. And then finding your feet hips distance apart, we'll start with both hands on the hips. Just like in mountain pose, tucking the tailbone under, engaging the legs first. And with an inhale, come up on the right toes, press through your left foot. Hug that right hip in. Stay here, maybe lift the right leg up, moving toward crane, pointing your toes strongly. Option to reach the arms up as well, letting wrists fall to each side. Just coming back in if you wobble or fall out. Left leg is active and strong. Take an inhale, lift the right knee up. Exhale, slowly release. Nicely done. Shake that out. Adjust yourself with your wall as you need. And then replant both feet, hips distance apart, hands to the hips. Spread your right toes wide. And with an inhale, lift the left heel up. Come on the left toes first. Hug that left hip in. Find your balance, stay here, or lift the left knee as high as you can, pointing those left toes. Balasana, crane, same name as crow pose in Sanskrit. Option to reach the arms up, let the wrists fall to the side. Let your drishti, your gaze, be soft and steady. One more inhale, left knee lifts. Exhale, release, shake it out. And then meet me at the back of the mat if you're not already. We'll take a half sun salute, bringing that out. Inhale, arms out and up. Exhale, swan dive forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold and walk your hands forward, back to downward facing dog. Adho Mukha Svanasana. From down dog, inhale, right leg up and back. Exhale, step between the hands, plant your back heel for warrior one. You can walk your back foot closer in if you need. When you're ready, rise up, reach the arms high. Hips are pointing forward, back heel is grounded. If this is too intense, you can also bring hands to the hips. If the arms are lifted, actively draw the shoulders down and away from the ears. Stay right here or bring palms together to shift the gaze up for a slight balance challenge. Virabhadrasana 1. Make sure that front knee is right over the ankle. One more inhale. Exhale, hinge forward, reach the arms back like wings, palms toward the body, and we'll hold. Lots of strength in that front leg. Gaze is low. One more inhale here. And on the exhale, plant the palms. Turn to face the long edge of your mat for wide-legged forward fold. Big toes slightly in. Option for blocks under the hands here. Otherwise, bringing palms as close to the mat as you can. And then start to walk your hands back, tops of fingers in line with tops of toes. Even if top of the head is far away from the mat, use your inhales to draw the crown of the head down and your exhales to send the hips higher. Good. Drawing the weight strongly to the toes, letting the heels grow light. Prasarita Paratonasana A. Next inhale, half lift, come on the fingers, and then bend your knees, hands to the hips, roll all the way up to standing. Heel toe your feet together, and then step to the top of the mat. We'll take a half sun salute here. Inhale, arms out and up. Exhale, swan dive forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, step it back, downward facing dog. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Inhale, left leg up and back. Exhale, step between the hands, plant your back heel for warrior one. Maybe walking that back foot slightly closer in. When you're ready, rise up, arms high. Exhale, deep bend in that front knee. And again, option to bring hands to the hips instead, if that feels more comfortable on the back. Let the gaze be soft and steady. And then keep pulling that right hip forward, left hip back. Option for the back bend, palms together, shifting gaze up. Keep pressing through your front big toe. Take an inhale for length. Exhale, hinge forward, reach the arms back, squeeze your shoulder blades together. Long line from back of the head all the way to your back heel. And breathe. One more inhale. On the exhale, release the hands once more. Walk toward the long edge of your mat. Wide-legged forward fold. Big toes slightly in. Take an inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Again, inhale, half lift. Bend the right knee. Walk the hands toward the right and sit your hips back to the right side. Side runner's lunge. So both feet are still planted here. When you find your balance, work the chest and gaze forward and up as you push the hips back in space. Inhale, walk your hands through center. Exhale, bend the left knee, walk your hands to the left. Keep your feet planted, and then send your weight toward that left outer hip. Keep pressing through the inner edge of your right foot, working the chest forward, lengthening the spine. Inhale, hands through center. And on the exhale, walk your hands forward off the mat for a nice wide down dog. For most of us, our hips will want to pull forward. So push your hips back. See if you can create a nice deep stretch through the inner thighs, backs of the legs. Option to tent up on the fingertips here as you pull the shoulders back and down into the sockets. Next, inhale, walk the hands back in, bend the knees, and bring your hands to the hips. Take an inhale, roll all the way up. And on the exhale, heel toe your feet together. Once more, stepping back to the top of the mat. Plant through the feet, spread the toes wide. Inhale, arms out and up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, step back to downward facing dog. Adho Mukha Svanasana. 2 deep Ujjayi breaths here. See how long you can feel from wrists to hips to ankles. With your next inhale, roll forward to plank, lower the knees. So the knees are behind the hips here, and then cross one ankle on top of the other. Lift the feet up. So palms and knees are planted. We'll work on our yoga push-up arms here. Take an inhale, press through the palms. On the exhale, shift the chest forward, bend the elbows, lower to the belly, elbows to ribs. Inhale, press back up to hands and knees. Exhale, slowly lower, elbows to ribs. Once more, inhale, press back up. Exhale, lower, and this time release the legs back. Draw the legs together. And then come up onto the forearms for Sphinx Pose, bringing the elbows right under the shoulders. Forearms and palms are parallel here, like the number 11. Fingers spread wide. Press the tops of your feet down toward the mat. And take an inhale, press through the arms, lift the chest up. Exhale here, striving not to collapse to the lower back. Keep the upper back engaged. To go deeper into this back bend, you can press up on the palms, lifting elbows off the mat, as long as the arms don't splay out to the sides. If you have more space, option to walk the hands a bit further in toward the body, maybe releasing head and neck back. Hips and palms stay on the mat here. Nada Virasana, Sphinx Pose. One more inhale here. And on the exhale, slowly lower to the belly. Let the forehead rest on the palms. Come back to your Ujjayi breath. We'll take one more round of Sphinx Pose. Once more, bringing elbows under shoulders, forearms parallel. Just like with our yoga push-up exercise, keep drawing the elbows in toward the rib cage. With an inhale, press the floor away, lengthen the spine up, and move toward your deepest expression today. Maybe straightening through the arms, maybe neck releases back, legs are active. Good, one more deep inhale. And on the exhale, release, forehead to palms, bend both knees, and start to cross your calves back and forth, releasing through the outer hips. And then send the legs back, tuck your toes, palms under shoulders. We'll work on pressing up through plank. Knees can be lifted or lowered. Same mechanics, drawing the elbows toward the ribs. When you're ready, begin to press up and then send the hips up and back. Downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Our last down dog here, we'll hold for about 5 breaths. Option for child's pose instead. Wherever you're at, revisit that intention in your mind's eye. Find some ease. One more full breath cycle. Next, inhale, roll to plank, lower the knees, and then send your legs to one side. Come to a seat on the mat, and we'll send the legs forward. Option for a prop here under the sits bones. My kitty has co-opted my blanket, but if you have one, you can slide it under the back inch of your sits bones here, helping the pelvis to roll forward, and then inner edges of the feet to touch. Take an inhale, reach the arms forward and up. Exhale, reach forward, moving on the breath. Inhale, rise up, press the legs down. Exhale, reach forward, pull the belly in. Once more, inhale, rise up. Exhale, reach forward and fold, releasing the arms anywhere along the mat, legs or feet. Notice if the fronts of shoulders are caving forward. Keep pulling them back and down even as you reach the arms forward. Paschimottanasana. Actively pressing heels, calves, and thighs to the mat. Flex your toes toward the top of the head. Intense west-facing pose. In yoga, our back body is the west, Paschima, and our front body is the east, Purvota. Before rising up, reach the arms forward, engage the abdominal muscles, and then take an inhale, reach forward and up. Exhale, release. Bend your right knee enough that you can catch your right big toe with the finger. If this is still not accessible, you can catch outside your right thigh instead. And then begin to straighten your right leg forward any amount. Maybe there's a deep bend in the knee. Maybe the leg becomes somewhat straight. Good. Next, inhale, push the right foot forward in space. Exhale, draw the right leg any amount toward the chest. Keep sitting tall here. You can put the left hand on the left thigh. For some extra support, you can place the left hand behind the left hip. And breathe. Keep driving that left heel down to the mat. If you're feeling very stable, option to bring both hands behind the calf or the heel. This will be a much deeper hamstring stretch. Take it with your breath. We'll hold a few more rounds of breath in your variation. Deep inhale here. And on the exhale, slowly release the right leg. Shake out the thighs. Let that side go. And then we'll take that on the second side, bending the left knee enough that you can catch the big toe with the first two fingers. This doesn't work, catch outside the leg instead. Press the right leg down, and then begin to straighten your left leg forward and up, any amount. Find your edge. It might look different one side to the other. With an inhale, push the left foot forward. Exhale, lift the left leg up and toward the torso. Right hand can be on the thigh. You can bring the right hand behind for some support. Belly muscles are active here. Whole back body is active. Notice if the chin lifted up, keep the gaze straight forward here, creating some length through the back of the neck. If you're ready to go deeper, option to catch behind the calf or heel with both hands, using your exhales to draw the leg just a bit closer to the chest. Utthita Ardha Paschimottanasana, upright half west facing pose. Couple more deep Ujjayi breaths here. One more inhale. With the exhale, slowly release. Shake out the legs once more. And then bend the knees. Plant the feet hips distance apart. And bring both hands behind the body, fingers pointed toward you. Start to tuck the shoulder blades together behind the back. And then take a slight pigeon toe with the big toes here, helping to keep knees over ankles. With an inhale, press through the feet and palms, lift the chest up. And you can stay right here. To go deeper, take an inhale, lift the hips toward the sky, bringing hips in line with knees. Adjust your feet as you need. Make sure the knees aren't splaying out. Either way, strongly pressing the palms down, imagining a string lifting your sternum toward the sky. Purvottanasana, intense east-facing pose. One more deep inhale, hips up. Exhale, lower, let that go. And then if you had a blanket underneath, slide that aside so you can make your way all the way to the back body. Coming to recline fully on the mat. When you find yourself on the back body, draw both knees into the chest and just start to rock and roll, taking any intuitive movements here that feel good. As you begin to lengthen your yogic breath. The next time you rock through center, pull the knees in toward the chest, find some stillness. With an inhale, lift forehead to knees, knees to forehead, point your toes strongly, roll the shoulders back and down. Appanasana, wind releasing pose. Abdominal muscles are active here. One more inhale. On the exhale, release the back and the head, send the legs straight up to the sky, arms alongside the body for reclined staff pose. If this is too intense with legs straight, you can bend the knees. Otherwise, pressing balls and heels of the feet to the sky, spread your toes wide, and then see if you can stack ankles right over hips. We tend to pull the feet toward the face, push them slightly back, feel the abdominal muscles engage. If the lower back is lifting off the mat, see if you can draw the backs of the ribs down toward your mat, squeezing through the belly. You can stay right here or bend the elbows, Prana Mudra arms, fingers pointed away from you. We'll hold for about 5 or 6 more rounds of breath. You're welcome to lower the legs at any time, especially if the breath gets choppy. Not quite an inversion here. Heart is not quite above head, but really great practice and preparation. Same mechanics and strength involved. If the legs are still lifted, point your toes, squeeze the legs together. Take a deep inhale, slowly press the legs forward and down, slow and steady to build strength. Eventually, legs releasing fully to the mat. Good. If you had bent the elbows in Prana Mudra, bring the arms back alongside the body. Next, inhale, draw both knees into the chest. Send the arms wide in a T, palms down. Setting up for a spinal twist here. Option to cross your right leg over the left before we twist for eagle legs. And then either way, take an inhale, draw the knees into the chest. On the exhale, knees up and over to the left. Shift your gaze towards your right hand. Striving to keep both shoulder blades in contact with the mat here. It's okay if knees are high off the ground. And then check in with your knee height, striving to keep knees at or above hip height, so that twist really happens from the base of the spine. Jatara Parivartanasana. Holding here for several long rounds of breath. It's a good time to revisit your breath qualities. Once again, visualizing your breath in your mind's eye and following it in and out of the body. Next, inhale, roll to the back, uncross the legs if they were crossed. And then keeping the arms wide, palms down. Once more, draw both knees into the chest. Option this time to cross left leg over right, Garudasana legs. And then whichever leg shape you choose, deep inhale, knees in and up. Exhale, knees up and over to the right. Let the feet and ankles relax and shift your gaze toward the left. Maybe shutting down your eyes altogether as you continue to follow the movement of your breath. Yoga's Chitta Vritti Nirodha. Yoga is the cessation of the fluctuations of the mind. Take one more deep breath cycle here. Next, inhale, roll to the back, uncross the legs if you need, and move toward happy baby, bending the knees, catching outside the legs or the feet. Always the option for stillness or movement in Ananda Balasana. If you have the space, it can feel nice to catch the big toes with the first 2 fingers, send the legs wide. This will help release through the backs of the hips and lower back. And wherever you're at, start to add an extra count or 2 to each inhale and exhale. Imagining your breath like a metronome, seeing how long and slow you can make each breath cycle. Inhaling through the nose, exhaling through the nose. We're making our way to our final resting shape in Shavasana. I'll leave space here if there's another asana movement you need to take. No rush. Whenever you're ready to release, finding any clothing or props you'd like to be comfortable and warm. If the lower back is feeling fatigued or sore, you can roll a thick prop up underneath the knees. Or you can always add some weight across the hips, helping to ground down into the mat. If you haven't already, finish up any counter poses, last movements you need. We'll take a breath exercise today before Shavasana. In the next breath or two, meet me all the way on the back. You can explore the distance between your legs, finding the way that most allows your outer hips, buttocks, and backs of the legs to relax. And let the ankles release to each side as they do. Palms up can help to tuck the shoulder blades underneath the back. We'll take a breath exercise here. I'll start us off on a count of 3 for each inhale and each exhale. And then you'll continue several rounds on your own breath pace. Close the eyes, keep the mouth closed down. Preparing to inhale here. Inhale for 1, 2, 3, and pause. Exhale, 3, 2, 1, and pause. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, and pause. Exhale, 3, 2, 1, and continue on your breath. Moving toward a count of 4, 5, or 6. At the bottom of your next exhale, let go of the counting. Release your yogic breath control, but keep the mouth closed. Notice the abdominal area relax. Notice the back of the throat relax. And release the tip of the tongue from the roof of the mouth. Gently call that intention back to your mind's eye. Let it settle in from crown of the head, crown chakra, all the way to pelvic floor, root chakra. Knowing you've already put in the effort, sthira, all that's left to do is the ease or rest, sukha. Begin to disconnect from physical sensations around you. Let go of my voice and cues, and simply lie in quiet and stillness. Shavasana, corpse pose. Om. 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 Take a long, slow inhale through the nose and open the mouth. Sigh it out. Use the breath to come back to the body, taking notice of any new sensations or qualities in the body or the mind. And eventually finding tiny movements in the fingers and toes, ankles and wrists, keeping eyes closed or gaze soft. And in your own time, move toward a full body stretch, reaching the arms overhead, and lengthening through the spine. If it feels okay on the knees, eventually drawing knees into the chest, rolling to the right side body as we prepare to bring head back above heart. Once more, check back in with that intention you set for yourself. No judgment, just noticing what is. When you feel ready to rise, press your way up to a seat. And we'll close our practice as we began in your most comfortable seat today. Maybe feeling a sense of ease in your seat, the hips a little more open, spine a little longer. And we'll come back to Miana Mudra. We're reaching the arms forward, palms up. First finger and thumbs to touch. The light within me honors and respects the light within each of you. Thank you. Mil gracias. Namaste. Whether you joined live or taking the class on your own time, really glad to be here. And a thank you to our guest, Kitty, who made a cameo during Shavasana. If you'd like to donate to support donation-based yoga, you can do so by Venmo or PayPal to Freelancer PhD, FreeLancer PhD. And I'll be adding lots of new content through the fall and winter to my YouTube channel as I move my classes onto Zoom. Look forward to practicing with you again.